So today we're going to be smoking some pork belly. We've had a few requests from customers asking us how we make our pork belly. So we just thought we'd put something real quick together. This is not one of our polished videos. Hopefully we'll have a chance to redo this in a more polished way, but just wanted to get this to you so that you know the recipe and the how-tos. And maybe you can make this up for appetizers for Thanksgiving or maybe for Christmas. So anyway, let's get started. So the end result from this pork belly cook is to make some pork belly lettuce and tomato sandwiches. So it's kind of a BLT mix-up, different way of doing things. So let's kind of get started here. First thing we want to do is preset that smoker. We use a pellet smoker, and we're going to set that to 275 degrees, and we're going to let that warm up. So we're starting with a 2-pound pork belly. This is our Mangalista pork belly, so it's got a little more fat than meat content, but the fat is so rich and just so creamy, so we wanted to try the Mangalista pork belly. But anyway, first thing we're going to do is just cover or coat this thing with a mixture of 50% mustard and 50% hot sauce. Use your favorite hot sauce. I used my own that I make here. We just make here at home. It's a great hot sauce, and I just used some store-bought mustard this time instead of our own. And we're going to go ahead and coat that really nicely, and then I'm going to hit that with just a very light coating of sea salt. We don't want to put too much salt on this. And then we hit it with our SPG, our salt, pepper, garlic, and added a little onion powder. This is part of our everyday seasoning that we have here at Serenity Valley Farms. And then I hit it with an extra coat of pepper just across the top. It's going to give it a great bark and great flavor once we get around to eating this thing. So this is what you're seeing here in the video is what it ended up looking like when it's all done. You can see the mustard mess there on the cutting board, but it's good and coated. You can see we got the sides, we got the top, we got everything. You want to make sure you get a good coat on everything. So as you can see here, we got it placed on the grill. Got our temperature probe in there. And as we said earlier, the temperature is set at 275 degrees. And we're going to let this just sit in here for about 2.5 to 3 hours till we get to a temperature somewhere between 180 and 190. And then we'll go to the next step. All right, so our pork belly has reached that magical 180 degrees. It's actually about 184 when we pulled it off. While we were waiting on it, I made up a sauce, like a glaze sauce that consists of 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, 1 tablespoon of hot sauce, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, and 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. Mix them together really well, and place that pork belly into a really shallow aluminum pan there, and we just drizzled that sauce right over the top of it. And it's going to be good. You could just tell it's going to be so good. Take a look at the pork bellies that came off, how well that fat has rendered down. The fat cap on it is just crunchy and delicious. I did have to admit I stole a little piece off of there. But what a treat this is going to be when it's finally done. So we'll wrap this thing up, and we're going to get it back on the grill for about another hour. All right, so we pulled it off the grill when it hit about 203 degrees. Brought it in, let it sit and rest for about 20 minutes. We don't really, for the sandwich we're going to make, we really don't need this to be hot. Think of more of a cool or cold bacon type texture. We went ahead and sliced it. And as you can see, it just turned out great. The crust on the top is unbelievably good. That glaze just did something just beautiful to the top of that. Slight little bit of heat with the sweet in there. It's that black pepper really came through. and it sliced up pretty good. It didn't fall apart, which I was really happy about it. I was really worried that it might fall apart, and it didn't. And so it sliced pretty good. Helps having a sharp knife, but we got it sliced. So let's put together the sandwich. So we got our pork belly made. It's cooled off. It's time to make the sandwich. We started out, we bought some artisan rolls at the big box store. Unfortunately, we did not make them here. We should have, but we put some mayo on the top and the bottom, and some some cheese on there. Um, and then we added two or three slices of that pork belly on there. Covered it with some tomatoes. Put that top bun on, and just look how it turned out. That slice, didn't that look like a great sandwich? We just add some tater tots, and what a meal! What a meal! The pork belly is so rich that you really don't need a lot of meat, a couple pieces, and you're feeling very full. Um, it's just so good. It's tender. That crust is a little chewy. You get the sweet, you get the hot. It's just so good. I would recommend it for anything. Now, if you wanted to do this as an appetizer, when you took that off after and let it cool, then you would cut that up into squares, and then maybe toss that in a little more sauce. So you got a little more sauce around all the pieces. You could even throw it back on the grill for a few minutes to set that glaze into the meat, and then you'll have what's called burn ends. It just really good. Great for a football game appetizer. Anything I would recommend pork belly for. So anyway, stop on out Serenity Valley Farms, grab a pork belly, and have a great appetizer. People will be talking about it for a long time. Have a great Thanksgiving and a great Christmas and holiday season. We'll see you all next time. Thanks.